This GMT Family First segment is sponsored by Medical City.
About 3% of infants each year are born with serious birth defects. Often the baby's survival depends on diagnosis during pregnancy. And joining us now is new mom Nancy Cook. Now last year she learned her baby would be born with his intestines positioned outside of his body. But today we're here with good news, and baby Miles is here along with Karen Murray. Now she's the manager of the hospital's high-risk pregnancy program known as AMNI. Ladies and gentlemen, good morning to you.
Good morning.
Nancy, let's start with you. I can't imagine receiving this diagnosis while you are pregnant as a new mom. What were the first hours like for you?
The first hours and days were pretty rough. You know, this was me and my husband's first child together, so we did a lot of research. And I think different people cope in different ways, but we just wanted to know as much as we could. And it really wasn't until our perinatal doctor referred us to Karen and her amazing program that we really started to feel okay with it.
How did you know where to go? You were referred, obviously,
yeah.
so then you just kind of, with your online research, coupled with a doctor's recommendation, you thought this is where we need to be.
Yeah, and I mean, I remember the tour that we took with Karen like it was yesterday, and getting to meet all the doctors, getting to meet her.
Where you going, buddy? He wants to explore.
He wants to share. Yeah, he wants to share. Come here, come here. Thank you, Miles.
And obviously, I'm sure she calmed so many of your fears because she had the information that you needed to make an informed decision and to know exactly what to expect with Miles. Okay, so how many specialists were involved with this, Karen?
In Nancy's case, or Miles's case, there were probably 5 predominant pediatric subspecialists that were involved to optimize his care. But since we know 85% of birth defects so early in the prenatal period, we actually began planning in weekly conferences with all of their pediatric specialists early on, and it can get very confusing very quickly for parents. So we're here to navigate and kind of walk that journey with them to help them make sure they understand what they're being told.
They're being bombarded with so much information. They have so many questions. They're pregnant, which makes everything a little bit more heightened. They're talking about not their own life, but the life of their unborn child. Okay, so let's talk about to those pregnant women who are out there. What warning signs are they looking for?
Well, you have to consider both the pregnancy itself and then the mother. And for a majority of birth defects, a lot of times it's a huge surprise. They go in, everything has been wonderful. They go and get their second trimester scan, and all of a sudden a doctor sees a structural defect. On the other hand, mothers can often have signs and symptoms that they need to report to their doctors.
And the AMNI program, talk about the signs and symptoms.
So swelling or headaches or just not feeling well, cramping, anything like that. Parents or mothers really need to be attuned to how they feel and feel very comfortable to express anything that just doesn't seem right.
Yeah, be vocal, be overly paranoid, I would say. Okay, the AMNI program, can anybody take advantage of this?
Anybody can. We actually get referrals from family doctors, from OBs, from subspecialists, but we are increasingly getting a lot more parents like Nancy who go online and they find out about their baby's condition and they contact us. And we love that because we are here to support families regardless of what's going on in their pregnancy.
And thank you guys so much for being here and sharing this very sensitive story and bringing Miles, because it's just been a delight to have around the studio today. Great information, and many of us know the personal situations of pregnancy, and you might have some questions. So Karen has agreed to stick around after the segment to take your questions. Here's what you can do. Send your questions to askgmt@wfaa.com. She'll return and answer those questions during the show and perhaps at the end of the show. The email address again for Karen, askgmt@wfaa.com. Carrie?
Coming up next on GMT, some super cool high-tech.
Greg, for more news, watch News 8 midday at noon. Now back to the GMT set.